Welcome to Civitas Handshake. In these partner cities, experts and local authorities join forces in Handshake to design, develop and implement over 60 solutions across 13 cities on making cycling a more attractive everyday mode of transport. In their endeavors, the city partners are supported by Isinnova from Italy, who coordinates the project, Iclei from Germany, Mobile 21 from Belgium, Decisio, the Urban Cycling Institute and Velo Mondial, all three from the Netherlands. The solutions that the cities worked on may be multifaceted or interconnected, but each solution fits into one of four categories of activity that help drive the performance of successful cycling cities. My name is Pascal van der Noord from Velo Mondial, and I will be your host on this trip. Meander with me through the cities, finding out how cycling is organized, what has been achieved, and what the future will bring. Dublin is Ireland's capital city and is located on the eastern coast of the country. That approximately 50% of its population is less than 25 years of age. In addition, Dublin is one of the oldest cities in Europe. With its ancient churches, grand buildings and fine museums, cultural riches abound and can result in issues relating to road capacity and the use of space in the city's historic centre. In Dublin, development of cycling infrastructure has experienced delays. The city council and politicians in deciding on the type and location of the needed infrastructure. In addition to new cycle paths, a number of short-term measures to improve the everyday experience of cyclists in the city are required. In Dublin, I'm in the company of Christopher Manzira, Senior Transportation Officer and Deputy Director of the Active Travel Programme in Dublin City Council.
It's an incredible time for the city. We have a big plan to develop a cycle network for the city, and we're working on the development of a core cycle network that we intend to deliver over the next 5 years. The way our governance works is that the final decisions are made by our councillors, and they are elected. And these councillors are effectively our champions in these projects. They are the ones who interface directly with the community. And our role is to support them so that they can support the projects and help us sell them to citizens. They are champions in particular interest groups that mobilize people to support our projects, but also to contribute ideas.
Meet Donna Cooney, City Councillor and Dublin's first bicycle mayor and activist, especially for children and women.
Bicycle Heroes is a programme that's supported by the EIT, and in Dublin here we're working with partners Dublin City Council and Trinity College, and we're working with children aged 10 to 15, and we're giving them the tools to enable them to design cycling infrastructure in their communities, and bringing them from the school to the areas where they play, and to Trinity College as well. So they're looking at how they could influence as well the policy makers, the engineers and the people that make those decisions, so that they can see things through the eye of the child, because children bring different perspectives. It's also their future, so they're investing in their future, and they're looking at themselves cycling around in their community and then to college.
Meet Colm Walsh from the Dublin Cycling Campaign.
I believe that Dublin has the potential to be an amazing city for cycling. We had seen the last 2 to 5 years, perhaps more transformation than we have in the previous 20 years. The COVID pandemic has certainly accelerated and implemented some temporary trials which have proven to be so successful that there has been a large uptick in the amount of people cycling. I would like the city to be safe for my children, for my daughters, my son. I think that the Dublin Cycling Campaign and various advocacy groups at the moment have an excellent relationship with the council and the councillors. We have realised that confrontation is not the way to engage, but with consultation and with collaboration, we can really help each other. And we have seen that particularly the last few years. For example, the trial of the Liffey cycle route has been implemented through engagement with the council. This change, I think, has been brought about by the realisation that congestion in the city and removing private vehicles is the only way for the city to function better and bring about economic benefits. And I think there's been a realisation that we must address the congestion, pollution, and of course, now carbon emissions are so important.
Transport for Greater Manchester is responsible for transport services across the 10 districts of Greater Manchester. It is currently also developing and implementing an ambitious package of cycling improvements as part of its B network proposals. The 2040 Transport Strategy for Greater Manchester sets out a long-term vision for cycling. In Manchester, I'm in the company of Dominic Smith, who is Active Travel Network Development and Design Assurance Manager of Transport for Greater Manchester region.
So the B network originated as a vision to create a fully joined up cycling and walking network for Greater Manchester, and as we've moved on, the Mayor has grown the brand to incorporate a fully joined up non-car transport network, really. So it involves our trams and buses as well. And a key part of it is a promise of quality of infrastructure. So very little of our current infrastructure comes up to that quality, and we have to do things like this, turning right in a very difficult circumstance across the road. Here we go. There we go. All very cross. We're behind the parking instead of in front. And what we're coming to here is probably the most exciting bit, which is this was our first Cyclops junction, which is where we've brought a little bit of Holland to the UK, and we're building these all over the place at the moment. It detected us as we arrived, and we get a very peaceful ride through, protected from all the traffic making those turning manoeuvres over there.
Both Dublin and Greater Manchester have a vision to create a comprehensive cycling network where it's no longer necessary to share space with busy motor traffic. Both cities increasingly use communication tools as a means to involve the community. Learning lessons from the Dutch, Danish and German examples was very helpful and remains key to achieving their vision. And that is what both Dublin and Greater Manchester wanted to gain from the Handshake project. Please join me on one of my other trips to one of the 13 partner cities involved in Civitas Handshake. And for more Handshake resources, go to the website.